Again, it's a red stick.
What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the Python tips and tricks tutorial series. In this video, we're going to talk about the ternary operator in Python, which can be compared to the question mark operator in Java. So let us get right into it. So the ternary operator in Python is used to make if statements more concise, more beautiful. So let's say we have a variable h, and this is a user input. In this case, I'm just going to pick a number, 12 for example, and this is a variable number. So it's not always 12, it can be whatever the user inputs or whatever the age of the person is. And now I have a variable adult, and this value or the value of adult should be either false or true. And depending on the age, we're going to determine if the value is true or false. Now in Europe, I'm not sure what the legal situation is in the US, because you have the different limits of age 18, I think, or 21. I don't know when you're considered adult in the US, but in Europe, you're considered an adult after the age of 18 or from the age of 18 onwards. So we're going to say if someone is age 18 or older than 18, we're going to consider this person an adult, otherwise not. So what we could do here is we could say if age is larger or equal to 18, we're going to say adult equals true. And then we can say otherwise, we're going to say adult equals false. This is one thing that we could do. And we could also go ahead and say print, actually, let's say if adult, print you are an adult, else you are not an adult. So this is how we can do this with ordinary if statements. But in Python, we also have the possibility to do this in one line. Now, instead of writing if age larger or equal to 18, adult equals true, and otherwise adult equals false, we're just going to assign adult equals, and now we're going to have one statement which returns a value depending on the condition. So instead of saying adult equals true or adult equals false, we're just going to say adult equals true if, now we're going to place the if afterwards, so actually it's just like an English sentence. Adult is true if the age is larger or equal to 18, and then we can say else it is false. False. Like that. So we get adult equals, and then we have a statement to the right here, which either returns true or false. If the age is larger than 18, it returns true, otherwise false. So we can see what happens here. You're not an adult. Obviously, if I change this to 18, we'll get you are an adult. And if we change this to 120 to 20, we'll also get you are an adult. So we have put this if statement into a single line of code. We don't have the if-else structure in the conventional way. We just have true if age over or larger or equal to 18, else false. And we can do the same thing down here. Instead of saying if adult print, we can say print, and inside of this we can say you are an adult if adult, else you are not an adult. So we're going to print only one string actually, but this string will be determined by the condition using the ternary operator. So as you can see, we got the same result, you're an adult. I can also say 17 here, and we'll get you're not an adult. So as you can see, it's the same way, it works in the same way as ordinary if-else conditions, but it's much more concise and in some cases much more beautiful than using the conventional structure. So one last thing that I want to show you here when it comes to ternary operators is that we can use more than just one if-else statement in one such operation. So for example, let's say we have a number here, keep it neutral, and this number is some number, and we have to print how large this number is. Now we can say this number is very, very large. And we can say this if the number is larger than 100, for example. We can just define that right now. Otherwise, we're going to say something else. Or actually, let's say if it's larger than 1,000. Else, we can say something else. Else, we can say this number is quite large if the number is larger than 100. Else we can say this number is small but still positive if number is larger than 0. And otherwise we can say the number is not positive, right? So we have a bunch of if-else statements here. First one, where is it? First one, second one, and then we have 2 more, right? So what we can do now is we can try and see what happens. If I run this, we'll get the number is small but still positive because we have 10. If I pick 99, we'll get the same message. As you can see, if I pick, I don't know, 267, we'll get the number is quite large. If I pick something that's 4,588, I'll get the numbers very, very large. And if I pick minus 19, I'm going to get the numbers not positive. Same for 0. If I pick 0, the number is not positive because 0 is actually, I think 0 is not positive and not negative unless you define it so. But as you can see, you can use many ternary operators one after the other, so you're not limited to one. You cannot only use one if statement, but you can also use another if statement in the else tree, for example. So that's it for today's video. Hope you enjoyed it and hope you learned something. If so, let me know by hitting the like button and leaving a comment in the comment section down below. Also, make sure you subscribe to this channel in order to see more future videos for free. And as always, feel free to ask questions and give feedback in the comment section or request videos in the comment section down below. And other than that, thank you very much for watching. See you in the next video and bye.